In 𝗥𝗲𝗶𝗁, things are calm after Ivan's big win. He is with family and cool stuff from today. His magic sword helps him get supplies often. But now, a new danger comes up, so Ivan teams up with old friends and rivals for a risky journey to protect the magic world and bring back peace. The movie starts in a make-believe world that is different from ours. We see a regular-looking man walking with medieval-time soldiers through the woods. They chat and, later, come across a scared man in the forest. This man tells the soldiers that a big beast is causing trouble in village. The beast attacks people and then goes back to its castle. The knights decide to check things out and help the villagers. The regular man is named Ivan, from today's Russia but now in this magical world. Even though the knights think he is not strong, they still want to help. Ivan is sure he can handle the situation. He talks to a villager, saying he will beat the monster alone. Ivan and the other knights begin searching the forest. A thick fog makes it tough to see, and Ivan gets lost. He panics because while the other knights have strong shields and swords, Ivan only has a taser that he can hardly use. Soon, he hears a scary voice from the fog. It seems he has found the monster. Ivan tries to escape, but the other knights show up. The monster is a fast-flying demon bull called 𝗥𝗲𝗶𝗁. It is really dangerous, hitting many knights. Ivan joins the fight, trying to kick the monster, but it bites his shoes. The soldiers decide to lure the monster into hitting them. It breaks their shields, but the main knight hits it with a mallet and puts it in a bag. The knights and Ivan decide to go back to their town. Meanwhile, there is a little girl lost in the big city. She is by herself, feeling scared. She finds a magical flower near a house, shining brightly, and she is fascinated by it. She touches it and blood comes out from her finger. A woman finds the girl and helps her. The woman, for a moment, also tries to touch the flower but gets scared. Ivan goes back home. Even though he has spent a lot of time in this magical world, he is still not used to it. That is why he has brought many objects from the normal world. Ivan has a modern fridge, microwave, and other machines. His girlfriend, 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍 the Wise, from this world, has gone on many adventures with him. Now, they have a comfy life. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍 brings him pancakes to warm up, but before he can cook, the electricity goes off. Ivan goes outside and sees that another knight has wrecked his generator. Ivan is mad because it is not the first time this happened. Later, he tells 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍 he wants them to go to his world and get married there. They argue because 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍 likes the magical world, it is her home, and she does not want to live on Earth in the modern world. To make her happy, Ivan tries to give her lipstick as a gift, but she eats it because she does not know what it is. Next, the woman takes the little girl to her house, but the girl starts feeling sick. Both the woman and the girl seem to have caught something dangerous. The woman then takes the little girl to Baba Yaga, a famous and very dangerous witch who lives in the woods. She looks at the markings on the girl and tells them she cannot cure them. A great evil has infected them. After that, Ivan goes through a portal back to his modern world to chill. He takes a bath, does some shopping, and buys groceries for the village in the fantasy world. When he comes back, he helps the villagers by giving them modern tools. Ivan and his father talk about his powers in life. Ivan believes he is not meant to be a warrior, but his father thinks he is destined for greatness and takes after his mother. Ivan wants to know more about her, but his father is very secretive about her life. Ivan feels unsure about his abilities and wants to make his father proud and prove himself. The other knights often tease him, and Ivan gets into trouble a lot. One day, the knights bring a giant troll from the forest, and Ivan thinks they are being mean to it. One of the main knights, Finis the Falcon, does not like Ivan. They start arguing, and Finis makes fun of Ivan for being weak. After this, Ivan becomes even more insecure and tries to practice his magic and sword skills. This does not go well, and he argues with 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍. Ivan believes he is not good enough for her and worries that she sees him as weak. Meanwhile, the woman and the girl get taken over by an evil force. They are ordered by an evil voice to become its servants, and it calls itself the Sorcerer. In the village, there is a tournament with lots of skill duels. One knight fights a merman, and Finis and Ivan start their own competition. Ivan shows he can be agile and a good soldier. He climbs a big pole and uses his smarts to win a game. The tournament is interrupted when three dark beings arrive. Ivan recognizes one as a witch from back Earth. They start attacking everyone, infecting good soldiers to turn them evil. Ivan and Finis have to fight them off. Finis is a tough and clever warrior, and 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍 takes out many enemies. Ivan sees his father fighting to hold off the enemy. The wizard of the village tries to fight the witch but loses, and the witches go after the magical sword. Baba Yaga arrives just in time and helps Ivan and his friends escape with the sword. Later, they hide from the evil forces, and Baba Yaga shares an ancient story about the sorcerer, an old evil that has returned. The sorcerer, once a great wizard, wanted to be immortal. His student turned to darkness, killed him, and became immortal. The sorcerer was buried deep underground for days and nights. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗂 tells them that cursed people sought her help, but none survived. For centuries, the sorcerer grew more evil inside the earth. The witches work for the sorcerer, who tries to form a new monstrous body with Ivan's magical sword. The witches send soldiers to find Ivan and his friends. With help from 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗂 and a merman, Ivan and the group embark on a long journey. They find a flying whale and go to faraway lands to find a magic weapon and a warrior to defeat the sorcerer. During the journey, they reach a snowy forest, and Finnest and Ivan keep arguing. Ivan feels jealous and insecure, thinking Vasilisa prefers Finnest over him. The monster 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗁 is also on the journey with them since it did not have anywhere else to go. Now, the group has to travel through snowy mountains and a deep forest. They reach a giant stone that leads to the land of the dead. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗂 believes they will find important answers there. Before entering, they must answer 3 questions from the giant stone. Ivan annoys the stone so much that it gives up, and they can enter the land of the dead. Ivan falls down a giant hole and meets his father there. It seems that after the big battle, Ivan's father was killed by the sorcerer. Ivan is really sad and starts to cry. His father tells him he can be a great warrior and to trust himself. When Ivan leaves the cave, he is still sad about his father. They find the old warrior, but the problem is he cannot remember how he defeated the sorcerer. He is pretty old and looks like a zombie. The group takes this old warrior to another forest. Ivan tries to use the sword and test his powers. After that, he hides the sword under a rock, and they all sleep. During an enemy attack, Finnest gets hurt. The group manages to escape, but they lose the sword. Ivan argues with Vasilisa, thinking she prefers a warrior for a husband and does not like him anymore. Vasilisa punches him and helps Finnest. They all rest, and Ivan's group faces the enemy. Returning to their village, they fight many soldiers controlled by the evil lord. Vasilisa and Finnest take out many soldiers. The witches summon giant dark dragons, making the battle harsher. The sorcerer becomes a giant tree monster with blue eyes. The ancient soldier forgets how he defeated the sorcerer. The soldier loses his head in the battle, but strangely, he is still alive. Ivan needs advice, but the soldier cannot remember. The battle gets more intense because the forces of evil are very strong. Eventually, the soldier recalls that the sorcerer draws strength from the earth, suggesting there might be a way to defeat him. The sorcerer focuses on Vasilisa and Ivan, opening the earth and swallowing them. Vasilisa is trapped and falls inside. Ivan is really scared and mad, thinking his girlfriend is gone. Suddenly, he is back in a cave with his father, having a vision. Ivan wonders why he feels weak, but his father promises he has power inside. Ivan wakes up that power and goes to fight the sorcerer. Now, he can use the sword and his magic. The fight is huge and amazing, and both the sorcerer and Ivan fall through a portal. Ivan uses his smarts and takes him back to his world, bringing him to a parking lot in Moscow. The sorcerer gets really mad and tries to get power from Earth, but Ivan laughs at him. The sorcerer tries to fight, but he starts losing his life force quickly. In just a few minutes, he begins to disappear before finally dying. He gives Ivan a scary warning about darkness being everywhere and then turns into dust. Back in the magic world, Vasilisa is actually alive, and Finnest helps her get out of the ground. She is sad, thinking Ivan probably died. However, a portal opens up, and Ivan flies out of it. The two of them reunite and share a warm hug. Ivan now has control of his powers, and he is also friends with Finnest. We then see them going on monster hunting adventures in the forest, meeting many strange magic creatures. While everything is happy with Ivan and his friends, there is still evil around. One of the witches survived and merges with darkness. The woman from the start of the story is pregnant, seeming normal, but her belly hurts, and her eyes turn pitch black and the movie ends here.